marketing and promoting yourself. The one key thing that I do all the time is I continuously market. And as you build your list and build the resources you have around you, you will realize this is going to be a very important part of what you do. We're in the 21st century now, and this is actually very simple. Very simple to do. I listed events and referrals. We all go to events, so we collect business cards, we meet people. Easy to do that. You can start an email on your database, on your Outlook, or whatever email program you use. So that's starting your list, correct? Right? You can use LinkedIn. Talk about LinkedIn, a resource website, professional networking site. We'll put the contacts on there. So all the people who say no to you, you still keep them in your resource, correct? Right? No now, but not no later, is my favorite saying. No now, but not maybe later. Just no for now. What I've done over the past 8 years, I've built a pretty good database of people. Newsletters, LinkedIn, and some other social networking sites. And what I do is when I'm speaking or I'm doing, I send email out. And that's how some of my guests showed up here at the last minute. But you know what? I'm very humbled they did. I was nervous in the beginning, but I'm glad they did. I appreciate you for coming and for Joe as well. Okay? But it also leads to referrals. And in the last number of weeks, I've, as I told you, been part of this speakers development group. We're into our 4th session, actually. We had our 3 sessions. We really got to know each other. We actually did an event together a week ago. We all spoke at an event. And we did these videos there last weekend. We're using to build a portfolio. And one of the videos that I did got forwarded to somebody. And then I got a phone call from the lady to do a speech at her church there in a couple of weeks. The next day, I had a meeting with another lady that I met last year, and I'll be speaking to someone, maybe doing a talk for investors group in a few weeks. All because of continuous work. The lady I haven't spoken to her a couple of times, and we over the past year with some other things that happened in her life, we finally got to have a great coffee, and she sent me in fact a thank you letter that I was like, wow. She really, we spoke for an hour, and I sent her an email, and she responded to me, and I was like, that's the power of relationships. She said to me, oh, that's great. She said to me, thank you for caring, appreciate the interest you have from my daughter, and you were the only one from all the people in the group that I knew that called me. And that shows your human side. I was like, I'll post this one myself. But it was also true that just because I met her a few times didn't mean that down the road it could be, because we kept in touch a couple times, but it showed the power of relationship. And now she's going to open some more doors. I gave her some referrals for her. She's doing some lunch and learn, so she was referrals. She's going to read both my books. But I was just patient. I didn't realize that was going to happen until we sat down and we had a conversation. So you just got to have a coffee. That's why Tim Hortons around here. Great place to have a coffee, right? But I started something big, so it's important. The last thing is, we talk about competition. Remember the business planning? The first week we talk about competition in our business plan. Why competitors are important is that you want to see what their competitors are doing as well. And you learn from them. And if you pay attention, you'll see how you can better than them. And how I do it is, because I write articles, I can read an article and go, I can make that article better. And I've done it a couple of times. I'm good. I'm writing a new article right now. It's called the AMC technique. Always make a compliment. AMC. I got it from the movie theater. AMC. I thought, that's a good short thing to remember. Always make a compliment. Because every time I meet people, I always make a compliment. Like their tie, and it breaks the ice. So always thinking. I write 30 articles on networking, so I always think about new things. Next thing is, we talked a little bit about it, is ongoing contact. One exercise that I would like you to do is write down 20 people, okay, that you know them fairly well, and call them all. They know about you. They know a little bit about you. Call them all. Because time has passed. You've done things. Time has gone. Time out to find out what they're doing. and you'll never know. People move on, they're taking courses. You will probably have a very good conversation with them. You can say this. Hi John, this is Jim. We met about a year ago at the Small Business Forum, and I didn't have a chance to speak to you then. I've been a little busy. What have you been up to? I saw in your card you're an HR specialist. And they'll know for sure because I've written in the back of their card what they're doing. They'll say, as a matter of fact, I switched. I'm doing something else right now. Gone to photography. Oh, great. How long are you doing that? How's that going? They probably spend 5 minutes just going for it, doing that. And I stand up when I'm speaking to them. I stand up. And a number of times, it's just more getting reacquainted. Other times, they're like, they appreciate it and they say, well, you know, I've gone into paid speaking and doing some writing. You can go actually on LinkedIn and get connected on that and see more about what I'm doing. And I had, a couple of weeks ago, I had phoned somebody. It was a woman, I forgot her name. And she said to me, thank you for calling me. I was still off my chair. Thank you for calling me. I was like, huh? Because she remembered me from an event we went to 6 months ago, and I didn't write down where it was. And I was like, well, that was worth it. When I got off the phone with her, we spoke for 25 minutes. And when I first met her, she's a high D. You know the personalities? High D woman. I said, now that was a feat. So have a conversation with a high D woman, and there's not many that I've met that I did really well with. I would give you the trophy right now. Give me the trophy right now. Put it on my desk. But I realized how much I had grown since then. I could handle her a little better. I was very decisive, controlled. I was listening. I was making some notes. In the end, it worked out perfect. And I can sense on the phone, because when you're speaking on the phone, you can sense people's, if they're smiling, if they're happy. I can sense she was smiling, she was happy in general to her. And that's the power of not just teaching it, but living it. I have this statement about get connected, make it happen lifestyle that I started saying the past few weeks. Get connected, make it happen lifestyle. I realized it is my lifestyle. So might as well enjoy it. Might as well enjoy it. It's me, right? And some great things are happening. There's a big saying, and Terry says it in his book. His picture of a box, and the guy's on the outside of the box. Terry taught me something interesting. He said that we don't see ourselves doing things sometimes because we're inside the box. We don't see ourselves doing things because we're inside the box. If you step outside the box a little bit and see what you're doing, you realize it. And how did I realize that? It was from the planner. I kept all the planners. And I saw at the end of the 7 days or 14 days what I was doing. It was plain sight. What I was calling, what I was doing, where I was going, who I was seeing. That was where I made the corrections. Terry didn't have to tell me anything, actually. I just looked at it myself. And when I had that epiphany, that moment, it's like, oh my God, it's right there. I'm outside the box. Because people say, think outside the box. You know, come on, everybody's heard that saying. Ladies and gentlemen, think outside the box, people will warn it out. But I actually have seen it. And when you have that epiphany, your whole mindset changes, and you're living belief saying, I did all that. Holy mac, I got all that. People are amazed how much you got accomplished. I did a talk 2 weeks ago, and the guy says, wow, you got a lot done. I know. Thank you very much. He stood up, I didn't know the pose. Right? Because he was looking at it, but he wasn't seeing it. He wasn't seeing on paper. And every time I do this, I'll talk about this, people are like making notes, the drawing timetable on the back of the paper, and I'm pretty sure they're going home and making copies and doing it. But it's a worthwhile exercise, and I urge everyone to do it. It may be a little challenging in the beginning. It's all worth it. I can bring you Terry's copy if you want, actually, but you can do it yourself. Do it. If it was one exercise between this week and next week to do, is this. I call it takeaway. Do that. So in closing, the number one thing that I tell anyone, either you're transition or an entrepreneur, is follow up. Please, follow up. And this is what you're going to do. You get 2 envelopes. This is what you're going to take. This is another takeaway. You get 2 envelopes. In one envelope, you put all the cards you got. You went to a networking event, like we went to International Networking Day. I got them all in one envelope. I got another envelope, which is empty. On the other side of the envelope, I put, when I get all these done, I'm going to treat myself to French vanilla. And a chocolate bar. That's what I'm going to do. So I have a goal, putting it from this envelope to that envelope. I don't know what she's laughing. So I'm like, okay, one envelope to the other. So I call some I can't reach, I put them on LinkedIn. Okay, there, and I put a note, make sure you call them. And when I'm done, this envelope is full, I go, check mark, and sometimes I put a date. If I do it before, you're having fun with it, you say you went on the 8th, and you say by the 18th, by the 15th, I'll have it. But if I do it before, I get a bigger prize. Right? And what I realized was I needed a beginning and an end. A quick story about this. I did a presentation for Canada Job Expo last year in the summertime. A lady heard me speak the follow-up. The same day she sent me an email. She said I applied for a job for a manager at a restaurant. I called them the same day and I got hired. It got better after that. So, like, she wrote this in a whole paragraph. I put it on my WordPress. But the most interesting part was, at the end, the guy said, "Thank you for following up. I hired the right person." I was like, "Thank you very much." I'm gonna blow it up, big bold letters. I'm gonna put it right on my next book, the follow-up system, testimonial right in the front. There's no, and then plus my perfect envelope system too, right? $1 million ideas, and they work. You don't need a complicated system, ladies and gentlemen. You just need something that's beginning and end. That's all it is. If you can get into the habit of doing it, you will feel good, but the resources and the people you'll be around with will admire you more than you can ever imagine. And that's a humbling experience, let me tell you. It's just like it is to me here to speak in front of you all today. And I'd like to thank you for being honest and giving me your feedback. Because I will only get better by listening to feedback. These are key principles that every business owner should know. And my goal now is I'm just going to start writing about them, and teaching them where I can. And I think that there's a great opportunity to do so. The last one is this. Persistence plus practice equals results. Persistence. I'm going to do it. Make those phone calls. Talk to those people. Do the follow-up. Practice. Maybe I should get some 30-second infomercials. Practice them. Go to the gym. Aspect people. Maybe at the next networking event, at the end of the session, ask Jim for his card, or I'll ask people for their cards. And you want to connect it on LinkedIn. What will happen? You'll start have some results. Some small results, not more results, and big results. And this is why this formula works. And if you break it down and look at it that way, it'll work effortlessly. It'll take some time. But I truly believe that systems are important in doing things. I'm a big systems person. I love systems. But you take, from now to next Wednesday, take a couple of these and apply them. Do them. Come next week and tell me, hey, I did this, Jim, I did that, it worked. Great, keep at it. That's how you really prove this works. Okay?